Howdy folks, this is a special update because Alpha 5.2 just dropped, and so we're going to take a quick look at a bunch of the stuff that's in this new update. Now this is on the experimental branch. If you want to use the experimental branch, you can opt into it, and I'll show you that later. But this is the fixed directional mode for the hovercrafts, and so when you're drilling, it goes into fixed directional mode, I believe. And so while you're drilling, the roll axis is fixed, and so now you can yaw, as you can see here. You can yaw all over the place, and you can pitch up and down. But when I go sideways here, you'll see it does not roll all over the place. So you can use this while you're drilling, and this will be really handy. And so as you see here, now watch, when I let up on the mouse, when I let up on the drills, it turns that off, and so now it unfixes. The only problem with it right now that I see is that once you start drilling in a sideways position like this, it keeps you fixed to that sideways position, as you see here. And so that's something I hope that they'll change later on. But you can also toggle it on and off manually with this fixed mode. You hit Shift O, and it will go into fixed mode, and now it should, here we go, and now it will keep me from turning in any direction. It locks all the axes, and if you leave the drills off for 5 seconds, it turns that back off. But what you can do is you can use that for tunneling and stuff. So you fix your axis here with Shift O, and then you start tunneling, and it will stay fixed, and it will keep you pointed in the same direction. So I assume this is going to be handy for tunneling and that kind of thing. Next up is the Tier 2 laser pistol. This is a new addition, and it seems to be pretty powerful. And the other thing that they changed, was the lasers are now instant. Now the tracers, as you see, are not instant, but if you watch, when this thing dies, it will die before the shot actually gets there, before the visible shot actually gets there. So yeah, this is an actual instant shot now, and you can see it over here too. If we shoot this tree on the last shot, there we go. So yeah, it actually blows up before the shot actually gets there, which is really cool. So yeah, and the Epic laser rifle now fires a lot more quickly, higher rate of fire, and does more damage. And I believe the same with the laser rifle. It's also doing more damage, and definitely more damage per second. The next update is the player drone. It now auto levels when you're on the planet, which is really cool. So when you move around and stuff, it does not tilt left and right and make you lost all over the place. A few graphics enhancements have been added as well. As you can see here, there are now water reflections that are reflecting the landscape, and this is on the high quality. So if you change it to medium quality in your video options, or anything other than high, then you will just get the standard. But on the high quality for the sky reflections, as you see now, it has the land reflected in there. Sunrises have been tweaked and look even more beautiful than they did before. This is Akua and Ningues and Oscutune, Masperon, and Skillon. They've also added new models for the hover booster, so let's take a quick look at that. And so yes, it's got more detailing on it. And the Sniper Tier 1. See the details on that. And the paint and texture tool has also been updated. There have been a bunch of bug fixes as well. One of them is when you're moving, the jitter has been removed, so that's a nice fix. For Akua, and for Omicron Orbit, and for Omicron. The LCD signs have been updated too, so now you can edit them in their own window. So you can enter your text here, and you can also put a lock code on them in the control panel. A long-awaited addition is the ability to grow fiber, and now you can do that in the growing plots. They now have the fiber seeds, and you can grow them and then pick them when they grow up. There's also a new prefab. This is the 5B, and as you see here, this has been added thanks to Ashrai, if I'm pronouncing the name correctly. And finally, thanks to Runningwithhamster and Dinkelsen, there have been new trading stations added to Akua and also to Omicron. Alright guys, that's the update for 5.2, and if you want to opt into the experimental version, go into your Steam client in your library and right-click on Empyrean and select Properties, and you go over to Betas, and this drop-down will have Experimental Unstable Test Branch. And there's where you select in order to change to the experimental branch. So hope you enjoyed and have fun playing. See you later.